Does someone get to keep all of their property when they're in a Chapter 13, or do they have to give up some property in exchange for this reorganization?
Typically, they get to keep all of their property. You know, I suppose there have been some instances, and I think I was referring to that before, where you have people that are all levels, people low wage earners and really high wage earners, and when you get to the top, nonchalant or someplace, somebody if somebody's got 12 cars, yeah, you can keep it, but if there's an issue and we're talking about that might raise an eyebrow from the trustee. But yeah, that's the whole point of a Chapter 13, that you get to keep everything because in essence you're paying your creditors back.
But this is also the opportunity where you can say, I can't afford this house, I'm going to surrender it in the plan, or I can't afford this vehicle, I'm way upside down, I'm going to give it up in the plan and just continue to reorganize my other debts. You have that election.
You can certainly do that. And if you're going to get out of the house, there's a foreclosure pending, there's no way you're going to be able to pay kind of that off. That would put you into Chapter 13 for some other things, which maybe you wouldn't have been required before, because again, remember, you have to pay back your secured creditors 100%. And so if your election is to give up the home that you owe an extra $100,000 on, okay, well, you wouldn't have been able to do that if that was included in the plan, and so you can give that up. Or I suppose that during the plan period, you could also convert it or amend it to a Chapter 7 if things change for you, if all of a sudden now you've lost your job or something happens and puts you in a position where you can't make those plan payments. But they can be adjusted, can they not, Dave?
They can. If your income changes, if your expenses change, if there's a substantial change in your financial circumstances, you can bring a motion to amend the plan. Now, this has to be set out on notice. All the creditors will receive notice. You have to propose a new plan to the court, and you have to prove that that's a valid plan based on your income.
But generally, Dave, right, very few people are going to come into your office and say, hey, Mr. Siegel, I'm making a whole bunch more money a month here, and I want to pay more. Usually it's the other way around, isn't it?
It's usually the other way around, but every once in a while the trustee will see your ongoing tax return, and if there's an incredible increase in income, the trustee might actually bring a motion to dismiss if you don't kick up the percentage to the unsecured creditors.
So you have to keep your eye on that, or an inheritance or something of that nature.
Right. Well, an inheritance I think you can leave separate, but if your income goes up to the point where your disposable goes up significantly, the trustee could bring an action, but typically they don't.